This is the most powerful gaming laptop I've ever tested from MSI. It's the GE76, and it can beat their thicker desktop replacement machines with desktop-grade hardware inside. And this is mostly owing to the fact that this one has the RTX 3080 graphics, and that's with 16 gigs of VRAM and a 150 watt power limit, so higher than most other laptops. Mine has a 4K 120Hz screen, but there are 1080p options with high refresh rates like 240Hz and 300Hz. I didn't see 1440p listed on the specs, which I think is a bit of a miss in a 17-inch machine like this. That would have been a perfect opportunity, so it kind of sucks that that's not the case. And it also kind of sucks that there's no G-Sync available in this, especially as this is a more expensive laptop. At least it does let us disable Optimus with a reboot, as it does have a mux switch, and that will give us increased performance in games. The reason it kind of sucks is because in order to do G-Sync, you need to have the mux switch first, so it's like they've gone halfway without just doing the whole thing. I had no problems using the keyboard, but I thought the touchpad was a little small given this is a larger 17-inch machine, especially considering a lot of other MSI laptops have that wider touchpad that takes up more of the available space. I guess at the end of the day it doesn't matter too much because as a gaming laptop, chances are you're probably going to be using a mouse anyway. I thought the I/O selection was good, but like the smaller GE76 from last year, there's no Thunderbolt here. Now of course it can run kind of hot with all of this hardware inside, but at the same time it is possible to keep it under control because we can just increase the fan speed. The fans can get kind of loud as you would expect in order to keep this level of hardware cool. But I don't actually think they're that bad if you have headphones on. But I guess I'll let you be the judge of that. I know a lot of people won't like that loud of fan noise. Inside we've got the battery down the front, 2 M.2 storage slots above it on the left, 2 memory slots to the right of that, and Wi-Fi 6E card to the right of those. There are front-facing speakers on either side of the keyboard, and I thought they sounded above average. Not super impressive, but not too bad. But maybe you won't even be using them with all of that fan noise. The 99.9 watt-hour battery is on the larger side, but due to these high-end specs, the battery life just isn't anything too impressive, which is just pretty standard with powerful laptops like this. At the same time though, performance on battery isn't actually that great. I ran Cinebench both plugged in and on battery there was a fair bit of performance lost compared to other laptops. The CPU performance also wasn't that impressive compared to other 8-core options, both from Intel or AMD. Now I've got to hand it to MSI because their BIOS is next level compared to a lot of other companies. If you press this epic cheat code, you can enable advanced mode and change pretty much everything. Just make sure you know what you're doing because it would be pretty easy to brick the machine with all of this customization. Now as you would hope with this level of hardware, the gaming performance is next level as you can see here. But if you want even more details, I have tested this machine in 12 games at 4K, 1440p, and 1080p resolutions in this video over here. So check that one out if you want to get a better understanding of what this machine is capable of. Now it's probably no surprise that this thing isn't cheap. You can find updated prices down in the description, but at the time of recording, the 3070 config is around $2,300 US, and the 3080 config is around $2,900 US, and that's not even the max spec version that I've got here. There are of course cheaper options if you need, say, just better CPU performance, but overall as a package for gaming, this thing is next level compared to most others that I've tested so far, which we are kind of expecting as it's the first time I've ever tested an RTX 3080 in a laptop with a 150 watt power limit. I previously tested the Asus Zephyrus G15, which also has the 3080, but it can only go up to 100 watts, or more commonly 90 watts is what I found to be more typical when I monitored it. And although on paper they both technically have RTX 3080 graphics, this one performed more like 2080 Supermax Q, whereas the 150 watt one in this one was actually next level. So yeah, just goes to show how much of it depends on power limit. I probably wouldn't consider this machine if you needed battery life or performance on battery, but with thicker machines like this with these level of specs, I think most people probably accept that they need to run plugged in for best performance. You can check out the videos on my main channel over here if you want more information on the GE76. I go into far more depth and cover pretty much anything you could want to know about it, so I'll see you over in one of those next. Otherwise, if you're new to the channel, then get subscribed for future laptop reviews like this one.